Hello and welcome to our latest Lighthouse edition of Kids at Home. I'm here by the beach and we're going to be hearing later on in this episode about a story where Jesus is hanging out with his mates at the beach, and I wonder what they got up to before they had that breakfast with him. So we're going to be playing a game. I think Jesus may well have enjoyed a game of balls with the disciples at the beach, so that's what we're going to go straight into today. At Lighthouse that we take the competition of bulls extremely seriously. We've got a trophy there with inscriptions on it, and perhaps some of you could be playing with your families either at the beach as the sun begins to shine. It's not out today, unfortunately, but see if you can get yourself a game of bulls. And if you haven't got a bull set at home, then you can use stones. I've played with satsumas before, all sorts of things that will give you a great game of bulls. So basically you throw the smallest ball called the jack, and it's the person who manages to land their ball closest to that is the winner. So we're going to have a quick Skivington round just now. Let's see how we get on. Okay, Cameron is about to throw down the jack. Oh, it's gone into the water. That's going to be an extra feature. Right, Isaac, do you want to go first? Oh, he's gone with pace. Too much pace. Jen. Oh, that's decent, that's decent. That is going to be hard to beat. Cameron. That is wild. Right, I'm going to attempt to bull and film at the same time. This could be disastrous, but we'll give it a go. Okay. Oh, not quite enough, I don't think, to trouble Jen. Okay, back to the start, Isaac. Oh dear, he's gone wild, he's gone wide. Jen, second attempt for you. She's already winning, so is she going to play it tactically here?
Yes.
Gone off to the left and followed Isaac. Right, Cameron. That, I don't think was ever going to trouble the jack. Last shot, I've got to see if I can get in here to beat Jen. Last bull. Oh, that is poor. Right, let's just go and check the final placings. And with the movement of the jack, but I would say at this stage it is still a yellow win. We're going to give a yellow win. Jen wins that one. Okay, well done. So enjoy playing at home.
Hello, Lighthouse kids at home. It is good to be with you again. I am going to be doing your demo for your craft from your Kids at Home packs, so I hope you've enjoyed finding out the little boxes of cereal and all the other exciting things that are in there. But you should have a sheet with some fish templates on. You should have a stick, some string and a bit of magnetic tape in your bag, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use it, and some paper clips. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So you can either decorate your paper fish, that's absolutely fine, or you could do what I've done and cut a fish shape using your template out of some card. Now, as you can see, I've cut mine out. I've slid the paper clip onto the top of the fish so that we can use that as the hook, and I have decorated my fish with some wiggles and some dots. It would be good to see how you decorate yours, so you can send us some pictures of your fish swimming away. Now what you do then is you tie your string to your stick and you peel back on the back of your magnet. There's some sticky tape. You peel back the tape, trying to show you the tape, whoop, like that, and you stick it on to the end of your string. And then you are ready to play our fishing game. And if you just try and tilt the camera, if you can see, look, the magnet sticks to the paper clip. There we go. And I've caught a nice fish for my breakfast. Brilliant, hey? Now you can even do colour-coded fish. You could write memory verses on your fish to catch. You could write one word of a memory verse and then catch them all to build the memory verse. You could put numbers on the fish so that you have a points game and you take it in turn with mum and dad or a brother or a sister or a friend. There's loads of ways you can play this game. So it'd be great if you could tell us if you find some fun ways to play the fishy game on our Facebook page. We would love to hear from you. See you all soon. Bye.
Hello again, everybody. Time for another story. I've got a question for you first. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Well, maybe you've had some cereals, cornflakes, chunky nut crunchies, or maybe you had a bit of bread, toast and jam, chocolate spread perhaps, peanut butter. Maybe you were thought to be really good and healthy and you had a banana. I want to remind you about the story that we find in the Bible when Jesus made breakfast for all the disciples. Didn't have any of those things. In fact, he had something not sure I'd want for breakfast. Fish. But that's what he cooked for breakfast. Imagine Jesus cooking breakfast for you. Some of you will remember the story. It takes place on the Sea of Galilee, just like lots of the other stories with the disciples. And there they were. They'd been out fishing all night in the boat. Peter and Andrew, James and John, several of the other disciples with them too. And Peter was a fisherman. He knew how to fish. But they hadn't caught any fish all night. And then they saw someone on the beach with a fire going, perhaps like a barbecue. And that person asked how many fish they'd caught. A bit embarrassing, but haven't caught any. And he told them to throw their net over the other side of the boat. Okay, we'll give it a go. And the story tells us in John's Gospel that they caught loads of fish. And then one of the other disciples in the boat said to Peter, "Hey, that's Jesus on the beach." And Peter looked and looked again, and sure enough it was. And it tells us that he jumped out of the boat, got all wet by swimming back to shore so he could get there really quickly. And the other disciples came along, gave some of the fish out to Jesus, and they all sat and shared breakfast together. A fishy breakfast on the beach with Jesus. But that's not where the story ends. Because Jesus spent some time with Peter. He had a question for Peter especially. And he said to Peter, when it was nice and quiet with the two of them, "Do you love me?" Now, Peter had to think about that, because Peter was always quick to answer. But he was a little bit awkward, because not that many weeks before, he'd kind of said he didn't know Jesus at all, if you think back in the Easter story. And he said, yes, I love you. And then a little bit later, Jesus asked him the same question again. And Peter thought, perhaps he didn't hear me the first time. Yes, I love you, Jesus. And Jesus said to him, "Peter, I've got a job for you. Feed my sheep." Feed my sheep? Interesting. And then again, Jesus asked him the same question for a third time. Peter got a bit worried at this. And then I reckon he remembered, Third time with that question. What had he done 3 times? He'd said he didn't know Jesus. And there was Jesus asking him, "Do you love me?" And he came out with it again and he said, "Yes, you know that I love you." And Jesus said to him, "Peter, feed my sheep." Didn't mean he was going to change from being a fisherman as a job to a shepherd. Jesus meant, "I've got a special job for you, Peter. Sheep need looking after. People are going to need looking after. And that's going to be you. You're going to be doing that for me. I'm not going to be around, but you are." And it was like Jesus saying to Peter, "Come on, you're back on the team now. You're here. You're doing the right things now. This is where you're meant to be. I've got a job for you and I want you to do it." So, although you've heard that story maybe before, ask yourself that question. What is Jesus saying to you? Has he got a job for you to do this week? Maybe you can be like Peter, helping someone else. Well, that's about it for now. Oh, by the way, in your goodie bag, you'll find some things for breakfast. No fish, they could have been a bit smelly, but you'll find some boxes of cereals. So when you sit and eat them, maybe it'll remind you of Jesus and breakfast on the beach. See you again soon. Bye.